मैं देह नहीं नश्वर नासी, मैं अलख निरंजन अविनाशी।
Yeah.
So Yogiraj, if someone is currently practicing Kriya Yoga and they go to a fortune teller, will the fortune take into consideration the fact that they're doing Kriya?
He will definitely take in the fact that you're doing Kriya. I like to go to fortune tellers and, astrologers. The Gyan Avatar Sri Yukteswar himself knew cosmic astrology, and he said, don't be totally a slave to it, don't depend on it totally, but use it as a guideline. So when I went the first time, they told me that I was practicing Kriya Yoga. They addressed me in a particular way. When I went to the fortune teller, the Nadi Jyotish, the next time, they told me I was practicing more and addressed me in a more respectful way. Names change, titles change, so there's a constant updating. If you practice meditation and yoga, there's a constant updating of your spiritual progress. There's a constant updating in the Nadi reading of your circumstances. And it is said, yes, like I've said in my poem, your individual present explains your individual past. To each one is allotted his exact and proper task. To the truth is truth begot, the liar gets his own. So do such deeds, do such actions whose reactions you don't moan. So it's very, very important to thoughtfully practice with those activities, those thoughts which bring about good and joyous results. If you think of negative thoughts, if you think you're depressed, I'm a poor contrary creature and I'm suffering all the while and I'm all wretched and my back's paining, my neck's paining, my head's paining. If you go into all these things, then that collective thought, if you dwell on a thought of disease, disease shall be the outcome. If you dwell on the thought of light and love shall be the outcome. As Yoga Avatar Lahiri Mahasaya and Gautam Buddha both said, you are what you think. Which now the Western world is taking up, and they are making little notes and little booklets on things and thoughts which are true. But people are still demonstrating it in India. What is Shaktipat? It's a very subtle flow of thought energy, subtle flow of energy which heals other people. So if your mind is perfected, you are able to release your prana and heal others. But you do not do any healing practices. I do not encourage it at all. I do not encourage millionaires to donate $1 million in healing. I tell them, unless you're a billionaire, don't donate $1 million. Otherwise you'll be bankrupt. If you have 20 million and you donate 1 million, you can't break even in the cycle of spiritual progress. Only if you're a billionaire and you donate $1 million, then the cycle, the spiritual economic cycle can work unhindered. So to do heal, you must be a billionaire to give $1 million, not a millionaire to give $1 million. Do you understand what I'm saying? So 6 hours of meditation practice, half an hour of healing. Fine. 3 hours of meditation practice and 1 hour of healing. Bad. I know I'm cutting it high and sharp because I want to discourage you from frittering away the energies of your mind. Do not fritter away the energies of your mind. Focus them and preserve them. And use the precious energy and vibrations of your mind to penetrate and pierce them through your lotus shrines to get to Satchidanand, the divine indweller. That's what it is meant to be applied to. Energies are not meant for self-sympathy or crying over spilt milk. This has happened, that's happened. Let bygones be bygones. Focus the energies of your mind on God. You may ask me, how can we do this? It's very difficult. Gurunath, we cannot do this. How can we 24 hours think of God? We would love to, but we can't. Why? Because of the habit of past sanskars. Because of the habit of your past. You cannot constantly think of God. But by repeated effort, repeated willpower, if you say Om Ring Rang Raksha Raksha Go Raksha, Om Ring Rang Raksha Raksha Go Raksha, Om Ring Rang Raksha Raksha Go Raksha, day in and day out, then every morning when you get up, the mantra will automatically start in your subconscious mind, in spite of you not wanting to do it. Now that is a true training of your subconscious mind, training it to do what you want it to do, training your conscious mind to do what you want to do. So repetitive practice and perseverance in yoga or mantras is the secret of success. The West never understood this, and they used to say, we do not know. We went to India, many people came to India, tourists and all from other countries, from Western countries, and they say the Indian people do a strange thing. It's called muttering. They mutter. And what is this muttering all about? And they keep muttering for hours together. Then they found that muttering, now America is very educated and they call it the mantra. They call it mantra. A mantra is called mantra. And they say that mantra can reduce your karma. They have learned this, and they themselves now have the malas. Not that they were not willing to learn, they were willing to learn, but the time was not ripe. The time is now ripe. So people come and they learn their mantra and they mitigate their negative karma. Because when you go to an astrologer or an anadi, the important thing that they tell you is this, that they say, practice the mantra for the moon, because the moon is debilitated, or practice the mantra for Jupiter or Mars. And then they give a mantra. Or the Guru gives you the mantra. He is the one who has the authority. If he gives you the mantras of Jupiter or Mercury, and your Mercury or your Mars is in a malefic aspect to your activities, then that malefic aspect of your activities is mitigated by the practice of the mantra. Now, Kriya Yoga is such a beautiful process that when you breathe God through your spine, when you concentrate on God and breathe through your spine, that is the time the negative vibrations, the DNA in your spine are dissolved of their negative vibrations. So therefore the practice of Kriya Yoga is most effective, and it is called the lightning path. How do we determine and how do we know that we are practicing Kriya Yoga correctly? One of the great hallmarks of the original Kriya Yoga, that it is practiced with concentration, breathing in your Sushumna spinal canal. So Sushumna breathing is Kriya Yoga. When you practice the concentrated breath, called the practice of life force energy in the central channel of the spine, you are practicing Kriya Yoga.